ever. It's fun. It's great. A lot of makeup, but the one I have on my Facebook is my best one. I'm actually on my very first commercial, and it's awesome. I'm a sexy zombie. I don't care. I'm a sexy zombie. And Johnny No Feather is actually the chat room, and he laughs at me.
This is going to get into a really controversial kind of subject here.
What?
But if you were a sexy zombie, okay, would that be considered necrophilia? I mean, it's a valid question for anybody out there. You know, what do you guys think? Professional opinions.
Oh, one of my Johnny No Feather says, yeah. He goes, he saw my zombie photo. He said it looks awesome. That's right. I'm a sexy zombie. Me and some zombie crews. I mean, this is how I met Ty, the voice guy, our voiceover, because he was not a zombie, but he was one of those army dudes that basically is a zombie laser tag. And I'm going to give a little plug out to those people out there called Visual Sports out there in Tukwila, Washington. So I don't know if anybody else has that out there or not, but it's called a zombie apocalypse hunt. And you shoot zombies all day. Well, a few of our friends, I still have them on my Facebook, and we have a great time before we go on the air. And of course, me, I'm fun, right? So I make jokes at everything that we do. And so, so one night, before we started working, where I'm all zombied up, they got their army gear up, and I'm talking to one of my friends, James, who was sexy man, I'm telling you. And I go, hey, James, we should just make some zombie porn.
That's what I'm saying. Wouldn't they be, they're dead, right? So
it probably would be, but I don't know, man. There is a musician I really wish they would actually sign up with musicsubmit.com. I would love to have their music on the show, but their music is kind of like that. And I never really heard it, but I just heard my friends of mine who have recorded their album. And it's all about that period. So I would like to have that music on there because it kind of fun. But, yeah. I don't know.
The directions we take on the show, they just go everywhere. We were talking about hurricanes, we were talking about mental health, and now, we're talking about necrophilia, so.
Oh, and by the way, Johnny No Feathers is one of our musicians that we play. I play every now and then, and one of these days, next season, people, we'll get him on the air too. He's in Portland, Oregon, and you guys are interested, go to Johnny No Feather. He's awesome flute, plays a lot of Native American flute, pretty cool. And he's laughing at us in the chat room because he's sees my zombie picture, and he says it's awesome. So I don't care. So if Johnny No Feather says my zombie photo is awesome, we're gonna leave it at that. Because he's Johnny No Feather and he rocks. And there's no message from you.
Well, see, I get into these topics that I pretty much lead into, and then I don't know what to do with them because they're just so off the wall.
Okay, so
believe it or not, I have a story not about actual necrophilia, but about the subject. I know that's such a weird lead-in, isn't it? I have a story about necrophilia.
That's something healthy. Tell me about your business. Is it healthy?
My old metal band. I've mentioned them. Oh boy, that's going to be part of the drinking game soon, probably too. But my old metal band, Beneath the Scars, they wrote a song towards the end of my time with them that was one of their most popular songs. It's called Nocturnal Bride, and it's about necrophilia. So, if anybody wants to hear death metal about dead people and relations, hit them up. I bet they've got a Reverb Nation or something, I think. I don't know what all digital stuff that they used after I left, because I was kind of the push to get into digital for them, and a lot of them were kind of reluctant about it. But, yeah, Nocturnal Bride, Beneath the Scars, that's my shout-out. So if any of them are out there, or any affiliated folks are listening, I got your back.
Johnny! He goes, sounds like my ex-wife.
Hey, no judging. Sometimes if that's the way things go.
Oh my God, Johnny, you are right. Yeah, okay. Okay, so changing the subject. So there's these clown sightings. I guess they're getting shot.
Oh, yeah, this has been going on for almost a couple years now. There's this thing, apparently, where people are dressing up as really creepy clowns and going to rural areas, like kind of smaller towns and stuff like that, and just lurking in places and generally just looking creepy. And there's been no particular reasoning behind it yet. There's been nobody who's like come and said, yeah, that was me. I was doing it because of this. It's just something that's caught on among some people, apparently. And it's kind of, people are getting kind of frightened about it, honestly, because they'll hang out around like schools and stuff, which instantly gets you to start thinking about, well, are they like those kind of weirdos? Are they, trying to do stuff with the kids, or what is it? Or are they actual like disturbed people, or is it just, are they trying to be funny and it's not? And some of these people are actually, one of them recently got attacked. Somebody was near somebody else's property, dressed as a clown for whatever reason, and they got shot. I don't know if they're. I believe they lived and were in critical condition. I think. I don't remember. I know a couple of the guys in Maximus had shared the story, and were kind of in the know about parts of it. But yeah, it's just it's a weird thing that's been happening. People dressing up as these creepy clowns for some reason and thinking it's neat. And a lot of people thought at first that it might have been like promotion for there's a new Rob Zombie movie that I don't know if it's really out yet or not. I believe it's out, but if it's not, it'll be out very soon, about like a theme park and killer clowns and stuff like that. And people thought, oh, well, maybe it's connected to that. And I believe he said something about how, no, we're not doing anything like that. We're not promoting it that way, and kind of debunked that, I think. So it's weird, I guess. If anybody out there knows someone who is a clown who would like to come and tell us about it,
okay.
Tell us why, because we're kind of like, why are you doing this?
Okay, well, I don't know why, but the thing is, I work as a clown sometimes with SGL. I am their jester. And so when we saw that, I'm just like, oh, what's that going to do? Because I know Floyd is trying to book a show, I don't know, here in Seattle or Portland or wherever, because the only two places we stick with is either here or whatever. But we dress up as clowns. We have a huge clown outfit. We do the clown thing. We do the circus act and all that jazz. And so it's kind of scary because me and some friends, Squirrel and Tiffany, we're all talking on the side. Say, hey, what we're going to do? Because this is what we do with SGL, Super Geekly. We dress up as clowns. So what if we're in Seattle and this crazy clown thing is happening and we're walking down, we're actually paid performers to do this. All of a sudden, one of us gets shot. So it's pretty frightening for people who do this for a living. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's there are people who legitimately dress up just to for kids that are friendly. I mean, just to get a smile out of people, to do the whole bit, and it's kind of making anybody who does anything like that look bad, because you don't know if you can trust everybody who's dressing up. And especially since nobody's come forward and really said anything about it as to like why or what the difference is. It's really kind of a mystery. And the police have made several statements about it. Like, if they see somebody dressed as it, it's basically a zero tolerance. You're getting arrested. That's just how it is. And whether you approve of that or not, it's basically how it's going to be. It's probably for your safety more for anybody else's safety, honestly, because if you're dressed as a clown trying to be creepy in an area where people don't take kindly to that kind of thing, like where the individual was shot, then the police are going to take you into custody, and that's that. And then you can explain what you're after at that point.
It's pretty spooky. Miss Spider put in the chat room, my friend from work and I were just talking about this today. Her grandson is 9 and is now terrified of the woods behind her apartment because of the clowns.
Because that's the kind of places where they would hang out. And like in like small towns like this, you almost expect it to show up here in Ohio at some point. And it's just weird. If people want to dress up, I understand dressing up and wanting to do shock value stuff. Okay, I get that. I mean, people are out there and they'll get into that kind of stuff. But it's starting to get a little out of hand.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Like I said, I mean, being part of Super Geek League, that's what we do. We are clowns. So anyway, I'm hoping that someone will come forth and tell us why, but I know we'll never get an answer of it. And there's a lot of people who are terrified of clowns. I think, isn't Johnny Depp afraid of clowns too? I think I saw it somewhere.
I don't remember for sure. It wouldn't really surprise me too much. I mean, it's a kind of a common phobia, to be honest. I'm not really too worried about it. It's not something that I've ever been too particularly upset about. So, but I know it is a common phobia, especially for people who read the Stephen King novel or the movie based off that book. Which they're making a remake of. I know. That's possibly connected. Who knows? Maybe people are like excited about it, and they started this big underground movement, and maybe that's what all it is. Maybe it's just people excited, but I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so before we go into the next song, which I have to play Super Geekly SGL, aka SGL, Jesus in Clown Shoes. I have to do it. Gotta do it. Johnny No Feather in the chat room goes, always those clowns were crazy. When I was a kid, there was a cereal called Kamboos, sainted clown face with marshmallows. Bombs and jiggers. Quickly went from that market. I think I remember that cereal too.
There's always been kind of lines that have tried to come out of horror movie based like cereals and things that have been aimed at kids and stuff, and they don't last too long usually. I mean, because I know we've been more tolerant about stuff in the past as far as strange things like that go, but people are starting to get like, well, maybe you shouldn't freak your kids out quite that bad. Yeah, a little bit.
All right, guys. So we'll take a tiny break. So we've got a half hour left for the show. So again, Super Geek League, aka SGL for short, which is Super Geek League. Jesus in Clown Shoes.
Clown shoes, here we go, with a big red nose and a crown of thorns. From the